Okay, requirements for installation of the Active Directory domain services. Okay, what are the requirements you require to install the Active Directory domain services? Okay, Active Directory domain services means it is one of the server role in Windows services. Okay, the requirements are like you require Microsoft Windows Server 2019 is the latest operating system.
Yeah.
We require the 2019 latest operating system. Either you can install on 2016 or 2012. Based on your requirement, you can select the operating system. Okay, after that, we require the static IP address. Always servers used to configure with the static IP addresses only. If you use the dynamic IP address, it will change it again for
Yeah,
some time.
changes very fast. Yeah. So
Very
we can
fast.
even put 888 Google's only.
Correct. We will use a static IP address. And next, we require the DNS server name. Okay, DNS server name is required. Okay, and after that, we require the domain name. Example abc.com. Okay, what we will require? We require the network card. It will come along with the virtual server only. If you are configuring the Active Directory services on physical server, again you require the network card. But here we will get it by default. Okay. Anything apart from this here?
No, I
Okay,
don't
these are
think
all the
so.
requirements to installation of the Active Directory domain
Active
service.
Directory, yeah.
Okay, what is the Active Directory domain service means? It is a centralized database management for the objects. Okay, objects means here users, groups, computers, printers, etc. Okay, object for every object unique in the Active Directory domain services. Okay, for every object unique in the Active Directory domain services, and it is okay. We can identify the object with the SSID number. SSID number for every object we have a SID number.
Okay.
Okay, now we'll see the installation. Okay, installation of a ADTS. I have created virtual server GCP. Now we'll try to connect that server. Before connecting, we need to set a password for that. On physical server also, if you remember here, once the physical server is installed with the operating system, okay, uh, you have to configure the administrator account at the initial stage. Okay, like the same here, after creating the virtual server, you have to create a administrator account first. After that only you can able to log in into the server. From the console here, we are creating the I created the administrator account. Now I'm trying to log in with that.
So now we have to connect to remote desktop. Yeah.
Correct. I'll give you a little introduction about the server. Okay, we have logged into the server. This is the dashboard.
Yeah.
In the dashboard, we can able to see the
But there is a
so,
red sign for services, so we have to fix something.
correct. The services are, some services are hang state. We'll see that services which
Yeah.
are hang. Okay, from here this is the dashboard and local server. From here, the first we need to do the some configuration settings from the local server dashboard. So this is the computer name and work group. Initially, it is in the work group. Once we install the Active Directory domain services, it will become as a domain controller. We need to off the internal firewall. Because of anyway the external firewall will be available. If you put it on stage now, it will not communicate to the other servers, so we need to off it. And the next we need to select the time zone based on our locations. I'm based out of India, so I'm selecting the India time zone.
Yeah.
After that, this settings need to be Internet Explorer settings needs to be off, the security settings. This Windows Defender fine. Okay, these are the configuration settings. If you see here, who are the manufacturer for this operating system, we can able to see here operating system version, hardware information, Google Compute Engine. We are getting a services from the Google, so it is showing the
Yeah.
Google. Otherwise, if you see in the physical server, HP, Dell, Lenovo, or IBM,
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
able to see their names here. Okay, the physical server. This is the configuration. Xenon processor, CPU, and RAM. I have selected 8 GB. Hard disk with the 50 GB. Okay, and next events. The events we can monitor here. If you do any uh, tasks in the operating system level. Okay, for every service, the event will be going to generate here. Next services. Okay, this services is stopped, so that's why it is showing the main dashboard. Okay, what are the services, we'll see it later. And
Yeah.
best practice analyzer or performance. Okay, these are all the you can monitor from here, the local server dashboard. If you go to the main dashboard, this is the notification. Okay, this is the, here we'll get a notification options. What are the services roles if you have installed, if anything, the notification will get it here. And this is the manage. We can install the roles and remove the roles uh, from here. And next, tools, what are the services roles are installed, it will show here. By
Yeah.
default with the operating system, some roles are already installed or configured. And next, view, we can view the screen in this view options. And next, help, we have a help center is also there. If you want to get any help from the Microsoft, from here we can get it. And next, dashboard, the same, it is a shortcut for to add a rows. Okay, install the services. Okay, and next, add to any other server. If you have any other servers in this domain, you can connect that. And
Yeah.
next, create a server group also. Let's say if you have a 10 servers, we can create a server group for the 10 servers. And next, connect to server, connect the server to the cloud services. From the server to, if you want to connect the Azure or AWS GCP, you can connect it to the particular cloud services also. Okay, and next, all servers, it will show the list of the servers available in these services, it will show. And next, files and storage services, it is related to the storage. Okay, if you have any external storage like IBM or any other storages, you can integrate with this storage options, then you can work on the storage things. Otherwise, you can use internal disks, and you can create a storage pools, and you can create a virtual disk. You can convert the virtual to the physical, like that. You can do the
Yeah.
all the storage operations from here. This also will see the later, not now. Okay, now this is the dashboard. Now I'm going to checking the IP address, either it is in the static or dynamic state.
So what did you type for that? Okay, yeah, you went into network settings.
ncpa.cpa command. This is a command to go network settings, properties, IPv4. This IP address is now we are getting from the DHCP server, internal DHCP server. I will use IPv4, so I will remove this IPv6. I'll use only IPv4, and now I am converting as a dynamic to static IP. How I can check which IP is assigned in cloud? You can just remember in cloud, whatever the dynamic IP is assigned to this virtual server, we can use the same virtual dynamic IP as a static IP in this cloud. Like, but in the real time, in the physical server side, what will happen? We can get a static IP directly from the network team. But here, I can use my dynamic IP as a static IP. Because of in the backend it will the dynamic IP will reserve as a static IP. Ten dot 148.0.6 subnet was 255 340.0 gateway is 10.148.0.com. DNS also I am putting the same server IP. Okay. Because of we are installing the DNS server also along with this Active Directory domain services. So I will use the same IP here because of DNS server is also we are going to install on this server. Yes. Go to dashboard, go to manage, add roles and features. Okay. Before you begin, just you can read the statements. What is Microsoft is providing? Okay. Administrator account has the strong password. Okay. We need to set that. Let me set a administrator account. Sorry. These are the local user dashboards.
Yeah.
By default, administrator account is in the disabled mode. We have to enable it. If the administrator account is enabled along with the secure or strong password, then only we can install the Active Directory services. Otherwise, we will not able to install it because of administrator account is must and should required. And next, network settings, static IP is required. Already we configure, and updates, most currently secure updates needs to be installed. That is also done. These three things are completed. Now click next. See here, role based or feature. We have in Windows Server, if you want to use any services, those are in the role, either features. If you want to configure DNS, if you want to configure the DHCP or Hyper-V, whatever it may be, we have to install the role or feature. Then only you can use the services. Otherwise, the server operating system as a how you can use a client operating system, you can use in the same way.
Yeah.
But here
what I was saying, do you want to take a break and have tea or something and then we proceed?
Only next hardly it will take 15 minutes. We'll close it for this today.
Okay.
Then we can take again tomorrow.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
See, this is the role based first, and second one is remote desktop services installation. This is a virtual desktop installation. Nowadays, this is very boom for the services, virtual desktop infrastructure. If you want to, if you have already VDIs in your organization, we have to go with this feature. Okay, we will not.
Which feature do companies they go for, role based or remote desktop?
Role based only. Remote desktop will not go it. This is a different concept. I'll tell you this later. Okay, this is usually you'll go with the role based only. Next,
Okay.
select the server IP address from here. Click next. Active Directory domain services store. See, Active Directory domain services stores the information about the objects, okay, on the network and makes this information available to users, network administration. This it will shows the information about the objects. Here the objects means users, groups, and computers and extra. Click on that. Select next. No need to select any features. By default, you will get some features, group policies, other stuff. Okay, we can just leave it. Click next. See here, Active Directory domain services stores the information about the user's computer and other devices. And things to be noted. We have two things to be noted. One is for Microsoft recommendation. We have to configure at least two servers. Okay, we have to configure at least two servers. Why means if one server goes down, we can use the other server. We can make it as a primary domain controller for the other server. And next, DNS is also required. DNS server. We are using this server as a make it as a DNS server. So no issues. Click next. Okay, restart the destination server automatically if it is required. And selecting this option. These are all the features and roles we have selected till now. And now we are installing the services. We are not configuring, just we are installing the Active Directory services. After installation, we have to reboot because of we have changed the network properties and we have changed the some other settings. Those needs to be updated, so we have must and should reboot the server. Then only those services will update. After the reboot, again we can log in and we'll start configuring the Active Directory domain services. Who, I already told you, right? Who have a good experience on Windows Active Directory and Exchange servers,
Yeah.
can able to manage Microsoft 365 services also. If you
Okay.
directly, if you can ask me, no, I can directly learn Microsoft 365. Yes, you can learn, but somehow it is difficult to understand. As you like, if you have some experience, that is very good.
This remote desktop is like a VPN.
Correct. We'll use to connect the server here using the RDP. Remote desktop services, VPN, same way. If you want to access any servers, you can use that. Now see, if you observe, I'm using the administrator account.
Mm-hmm.
Now we are going to configure the Active Directory domain services. Means now we are promoting the domain controller. We have a server. Now we are going to promoting the domain controller. If you start any organization with 100 or 50 users, if you want to manage them, like if you want to create any user accounts, if you want to share any between the data to them, very difficult because of they are not part in the domain, they are into the standalone group. Like how we are logging into our home desktops, home computers. If I
Right,
want
right.
to
Because
share,
they're on different servers. One will be in Texas, the company, the other company is in California.
it is showing the yellow mark here. Promote this server to a domain controller. Now we are promoting. As of now, we don't have any domains configured in our organization level. So I will go with the new forest. Forest means what? Okay, forest means it is a collection of the domain controllers. It is the collection of the domain controller. It comes under one main root directory. One main root directory. Okay, root domain name I will give abc.local. Okay, why I'm giving the local, I will tell you the later. Okay, here click next. Remaining options also there, we'll discuss those later. But as a new forest we are going to create, so I have to select this root domain abc.local and click next. See, now we are selecting automatically, the DNS server is selected here, global catalog is selected here. Okay, if you don't want the DNS server to be installed here, just uncheck. It will not going to install, but here DNS server is also required to configure. Global catalog means it is an index for domain controller. This is also going to be installed. Without this, will not promote a, will not make it as a domain controller. And next, functional level and domain levels, we have to select it till 2008. What is the domain level? Functional level means, let's say in your organization, some servers are configured with the Windows Server 2008. Now we are using the Windows Server 2016. If you want to establish a communication between these two servers, this forest and the domain functional level needs to be matched. Otherwise, it will not able to communicate with the both the servers. Because of this 2016 operating system, I'm selecting with the I'm supporting the supporting level I'm giving till the 2008. Then it will be going to communicate with the 2008 servers also. This DSRM, directory restoration mode. Okay, what does this means? If any server goes down, or if you want any troubleshooting which should be done, we have to log in with the DSRM mode and we have to troubleshoot it. For that time, we'll use this password, directory restoration mode. As of now, it is not required. Create a DNS delegation, it will automatically create it. Click next. NetBIOS name is the system name. By default, it will take it from the domain. Click next. abc.com, abc.local is our domain. Okay, this is very important here. Okay, we are going to install in the Active Directory domain services. For IDDS, the database will be there. Okay, what is the database of IDDS means? Okay, ntds.dat, ntds.dat. The database is going to store on this location, Windows C drive. Okay, ntds.dac, Windows C drive. If you want change any location also, we can change it from here. Okay, but by default I will going with this location only. And next, log files also will be going to store on the same location. And next, sysvolume folder is also going to store in the same location with the sysvolume folder. This is a group policies, all the group policies information will be going to store in this location. But Active Directory, if anyone asks the question in interviews, what is the Active Directory database, where it will be going to store? is what we have selected till now. This is the review your selection. Click next. It is checking the prerequisites to be validated before installing the Active Directory domain services. If the prerequisites are matched, all the requirements is passed, then it will show this message. All the prerequisites are passed successfully. Click install. Now we can exclude this yellow marks, yellow thing. It's giving a notifications to updates on .NET anti.NET. We can exclude this, not a problem. Now the Active Directory domain services is installing. The domain controller is going to build. Once this is done, we can log in into the server with the domain name.
Yeah.
After installation is completed, it will automatically remove. It's done. So here now I'm logging with the domain name administrator@abc.com. Now we need to verify the domain controller status. Account space accounts. See, the computer role is primary. The computer role is primary because of this is the primary server. Okay, and next is, see here, if you say the domain is abc.local.
Mhm.
The installation is completed successfully. Okay. From domain controller level, we have done for today. Okay. And tomorrow, we'll
I
see the
just
install.
wanted to know, do we keep on reinstalling all this domain and all this servers
No,
and all because they break down?
once this is only one-time activity. Okay, now I have configured the Active Directory services, right?
So
Okay.
we don't keep on reinstalling like my company tells. Yeah.
No. This is for, let's say this is for one client. Okay, if I want uh, create a second server, I can create it in this domain, existing domain. Okay, if any new client comes again with a different domain name, again we need to do the same process. We have to take the requirements from the client and we have to configure the server.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Okay, and next in our task, we have to install the Xen server. Okay, once the Xen server is installation done, we have to set up a hybrid setup. We have to do a hybrid setup. Got it?
Yeah, yeah.